Hello, 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 and welcome back to the show, people. Well, it is a Thursday morning, and we've made it. We've almost got through the week. This week's been a bit wild, but we're almost there. We're almost there, people. So, if you're just joining us for the first time today, what I do is open up my morning Twitter, and I go to the For You tab, which is the new section created once Elon took over Twitter. They created the For You tab. It's a Twitter algorithm. It suggests things for me, and I love it personally. I absolutely love it. I see the funniest content coming through there, whether it be deliberate or intentional or not. It's great. It's great. I love it. So what I want to do is scroll through it and interact with you guys. You know, I know a lot of you. I know I've been following a lot of you on Twitter for a long time, and you've been following me for a long time, and I haven't really, it's hard. Twitter's not one of those places where we have we genuinely meet people in real life or anything like that. So this is a great opportunity for you to contribute and for you to get to know me and a little bit of my insights, and hopefully you can send me some things as well. But anyways, let's get down to it. I have a feeling today is going to be a bit weird. I had a peek in on Twitter before and it was a bit of a mess, but sorry, Jesus Christ. Already starting. I've got to stop saying Jesus too much. I was listening to myself the other day and I was saying Jesus Christ too much. I need a different way to express outrage. Anyways, notifications first. Maybe there was something in here that oh my god. Okay, yeah. I think James sent me through a good picture to have a look. Fuck, man. What is going on? Australian politics, people. What is going on here? Okay, James, thanks for sending this through. I think this is going to be the feature of our episode today. It's Lydia Thorpe. Jesus Christ. What is... yeah. Oh my God. It's bad. I think Steve Noble posted something very similar. Wow. Okay, so this is starting my day. Thank God you guys in Australia get up early, because then you can get all this shit out of the way and then I can wake up to it fresh. Freshly delivered. What's going on here? Okay. This photo is going to be memed to start with. Okay, this photo, let me just start the mouth. Okay, so this photo is going to be memed. It's Lydia Thorpe on her knees crawling with her mouth open. Fucking hell. Oh geez. Okay, look, I'm going to leave the puns and I'm going to leave the sick and twisted stuff to you guys, especially Chris. I'm sure Chris is going to have a field day with this, but I'll leave that to you guys. But yeah, oh no. Like how did our Senate get to this? How wow. Okay, yeah, okay. I'm not even on the For You tab yet, and it's already a mess. So Lydia Thorpe looks like she went to a protest today and did Lydia Thorpe. She pulled a Thorpey. That's all she did. She pulled a Thorpey. Okay, let's get back into it. Let's go to the top. 70 new tweets. Let's see what we got here. Benny Betts, this is the second time this week you've shown up, bud. First time. I'm going to tag you in on my tweet, and hopefully you can jump in and watch. But anyways, what are you up to? He's on the Australia Institute. Okay, so I sincerely hope the activists are successful in closing loopholes so that emissions reduction actually bites. Then the reality will set in and these companies will push back, finally. Yeah, Benny, okay, I agree with you 100%. You know, these emissions reductions, they're not really, they can push them through as long as they're not biting into the people's bottom line, but they already are. The thing is that these companies will just shuffle the blame. They will push any extra costs onto the consumers. First things first, generally people don't grasp this scenario, especially people on the left, especially everyday people don't really grasp it, that companies don't pay tax. It's a weird concept. It sounds a bit weird because there is company tax and companies have to make tax declarations, but companies don't pay tax. People pay tax. Companies pay costs. Companies do pay costs. And embedded in those costs is the ability to palm it off to the consumer. So those costs are embedded in the price of everything we buy. So when you say, oh, we need to tax companies more, blah, 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 it's built into their business model and their products. The costs are built into it. So they already palm a lot of these extra costs off onto consumers. They're already hidden in there, and that's all that they'll generally do. It's only when it will be successful. Yeah, it's only when they can't palm those costs off without significant blowback. And that's the general gist of where I think you're trying to go with this. Yeah, and it won't. You know, I think there was a survey after survey, but even going into last electoral cycle, there was a survey of how much Australians are willing to pay for climate change policies. It's about $250 a year. At the moment, it's probably up around $3,000 a year. It's just that the companies and that managing to do it have been able to pass it off, disguise it, and pass it off just as cost rises, and you know, they blame inflation, blah, blah, blah. But there's a lot in there that they're already paying. And you know, if we had a proper opposition party or anyone with any reasonable common sense at all, or any will to win, would simply highlight that these costs are out of control. These costs, you know, forget the $275 you wanted back on your electricity bill. These costs are far beyond that. They're built into every level of government. Every level of government you're going through, there are these environmental and emissions reduction costs built into the system. That's what you need to target. That's the target there. That's what's really crippling people. And it's so bad that it would work as a reverse welfare. You know, the welfare system's often used, and people do view it, and we naturally view it as a system where politicians can buy favor or curry favor with certain groups. You know, they increase the welfare, the people sit on the welfare, and then, you know, they don't really want to work. We could get people addicted to welfare in the same way, but the welfare is actually tax reductions and cost reductions. If we can impose cost reductions across the board and people get used to that, that it has the same incentive structure as the welfare system. But you need a competent opposition party. Anyways, this is very serious, Benny. I don't want to get into too much of this, but I totally agree with you. Yes, the costs need to be realized by the general public before any change comes about, because at the moment they're just racking up a huge thing and they're palming it off into the increased costs. But the general public are just seeing it as inflation. They're not seeing it as actually a result of climate policies. But you know, that's just up to a competent opposition party to do. It should be easy. It's a kick right in front. It's an easy goal, you know, but apparently it's too difficult for some people. Anyways, let's have a look. Let's move on. That's a very serious way to start. Rohan, do they still play footy at the Wacker? Maybe. I don't know. I like the Wacker. It's a great oval. Very fast pitch. But anyways, let's go to Megan. Megan, welcome back, Megan. Top of the show. Welcome back. Megan's one of my new friends. Anyways, it's a deadly fucking poisonous way of thinking when your spirit and mind has been so far corrupted that this is your bio and view of the world. To all you atheists out there who also despise this philosophy, you owe it to yourselves to dig deeper into what faith you identify with. Without God, even if he's just symbolic, tyrant nuts expect us to answer to them instead. Yeah? Yeah, okay, let's have a look. Who are you talking about, Megan? I like your tweet. Well framed, well written. Nice work. But who are you talking about? Gus the veteran. Well, fuck. Straight off the bat, we know we're wading into... Oh, we're going in. We're wading in on this one. Okay, let's have a look. Democratic social... Well, there we go. Okay. You know, need not say anymore. Need not say nothing more. Democratic social. Yeah. You notice how all the... You ever notice how the worst, like... communist regimes are always democratic. It's not the way you think. They have a different version of the word democratic. It's a different, I won't go into it, but it's a different way, you know, Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Wow. Democratic People's Republic of the Congo. It's always Democratic People's Republic. Oh, fuck, man. Anyways, Democratic Socialist. Of course you are, Gus. ALP supporter. Well, anti-right right-wing fascists. Anti-right-wing fascists. Okay, cool. We can work with that. Liberals hate Australia and Australians. One of Morrison's Sandgroper cave dwellers. No DMs. Okay. Gus. Okay, boomers, first of all, we got to get boomers off iPads. Yeah, maybe we could just put like a Twitter thing in, you know, like you used to be able to see on Twitter where someone was sending a tweet from, if it was from their PC or their iPad. Maybe they could just filter tweets out, so you could just select it and it's like filter tweets out by iPad, and like anyone that's sending stuff from iPad, it's just automatically muted. That would be really cool, Elon, if you could do that. Poor Gus here, mate. Oh fuck, man. You know, Gus, or even taking it a step further. If we could take it a step further of anyone using a mobile device, a phone or an iPad, and if we could recognize that they were typing with their index fingers. Have you ever seen someone typing a tweet with their index fingers? Yeah, those people, cut off Twitter. Or if we could just mute those people as well, we'd be on a winner. We'd be on a freaking winner. Anyways, Megan, yes, Gus the veteran, ALP supporter, anti-right-wing fan. It's just bumper sticker leftism, and I don't know, I guess they're just signaling for their own little crew. I've seen this on the right as well. There are, you know, the right's got its fair share of iPads out there, and I've seen that as well. They come up with it's a bit of cringe as well. Anyways, I'm not really going to go after Gussie here. He's just a veteran after all. He's an anti-right-wing fascist. Gotta be good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, just wait. Michael, what's he got here? Michael's always got some great takes. Michael, I saw one this morning and you're spot on. And it's half the time I see the thing and I'm thinking, and then I see you write it and I'm like, wow, cool. Same thoughts. Anyways, geez, this is an important article and important work. Stare down the union's vested interest to lift student performance. Yeah, you know, like all areas, education, this even stretches into the voice. So what does he say here? Professor Scott himself, a former teacher and head of the New South Wales Education Department, says the only way to improve student performance in literacy and numeracy, which is stagnant in Australia despite massive government investment in the past decade, is to link accreditation to what is taught in teacher education courses. That, in turn, should reflect skills and competencies that are based on evidence, Professor Scott says. Unions, the existing teachers' workforce, and university academics could all try to stymie changes to how teaching profession is taught. Yes, this is the issue. And this isn't just restricted to education at all. But academics and the unions set the frame for how their future union due-paying members will operate in the workforce. It's no longer a case of matching teachers to the outcomes we want from the students. It's more, how do we match the teachers to the way we want the future to be, or the way that we best want to help the union. And we got that all across the board. I would even say AMA is very close to that, the Australian Medical Association. You know, that they shouldn't be involved in the education process whatsoever. Keep the unions away from education. You know, our education system's already fucked up enough. We don't need extra fucktards in there. You know, we just don't need it. You know, why would we? No, I'm not going in. But yes, Michael, you've raised the point. We need to get the unions and the vested interests out of education. This is a big reason. This is a huge. You know, you will see the cause. You will see the results of this. Sorry. This is the cause, but you'll see the results. And the results are that parents are increasingly moving their kids to private schools. They're moving them away from the public sector because it is trash. This is just trash. Everyone knows it. People are voting with their feet. I feel sorry for the people who can't afford to get there, or the people who are stuck on waiting lists because there's not enough. People vote with their feet. They're not stupid. They understand the dangers that's going on. And the results are just, it's, as the article says, who wrote this? Julie Ha. Okay, so she's the education editor. Yeah, exactly. The problem isn't lack of funding. The funding's there. You know, I give a Gonski. Remember that shit? the funding's there. It's been there for a long time. It's not income. It's not revenue. It's yeah, it's a waste. Get the unions out of there. Just, you know, in economy in general, you're better off and you'll get better results and that are more efficient when the distance between the payer and the payee, the person who's being paid and the person who is paying, when the gap between those two is the shortest possible. The shortest possible, because then you're guaranteed service. You know the person that you're paying them directly. There's not this huge blob in between. I think it was Thomas Sowell who said people who say we can't afford healthcare assume that we can't afford healthcare and a giant bureaucracy to manage it. And it's true. People who say we can't afford education, we can't afford to pay the teachers, blah, 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 but we can afford a giant bureaucracy and to fund the teachers. That's basically what we're doing. We got to minimize the distance between the person paying and the customer and the payer. That's all. Minimize all across the board. Every department would, even health would work from that. Education, health. As soon as you put in a system where there's like a big blob in between and the person paying doesn't recognize like what they're paying or where the value is coming from, they're just swiping a card and they forget about it. This is when inefficiencies happen. It's not oh my God. Okay, I've been very serious this morning and this isn't good. This is not a good start. We've got to get into this good. Oh my God, look at this. The leg bones coming out our ass. A human being who had their feet on the dashboard of a car who was involved in an accident when the airbags deployed. Oh my God, no. That looks rough. Okay, James, save us here. Oh no, not the voice, people, not the voice. Remember the voice. It's back. Okay, vote no. This can bypass Parliament and instruct the executive government. It entrenches race-based laws with no definition of what makes race. It will also justicably, I'm educated, in complete contradiction to all the documentation to date. Yeah, exactly. The voice is trash. Really, the voice is just shit. You know, this is just the fanfic of, this is the fanfic and the of a group of LARPers, you know, people who love to LARP as Aboriginal and oppressed, and they're really, really sad people. They're just activists, really. Marcia Langton, yeah, sure, she's been an activist for her whole career, but what the fuck has she achieved? Nothing. If she's had a lifetime of achievement and she's been leading this community, why is the community so bad? Why are these Aboriginal leaders who have done nothing but create and harness grievance for their own public benefit, all the whole way, but they've done nothing to improve results? Why are they being listened to? Noel Pearson, dude, no, you had your own program running up in the north. You had your own program. What happened? How much was spent? $100 million on a small little community called Aurukun? Nothing worked. It didn't work. Why are you leading the charge here? Yeah, your voice is irrelevant. Like, why? This is why we don't listen to Tim Flannery anymore. You know, there's the Aboriginal activists though, Marcia Langton, Noel Pearson, they are worse than Tim Flannery. Their record is far worse. You know, and there is no way that anything dreamt up by these people should be put into the Constitution. I don't care what the fuck it says. I don't care if it says koalas are an endangered animal. Koala is the real drop bear. I don't care. No, these people are not qualified for this. They are not qualified. They are not good faith actors. They are lifelong grifters. They do not belong in the Constitution. And that's all the voice is trying to set up. Sorry, James, you're firing me up. It's a rough day. I just want to have a laugh, people. Okay, so maybe Michael can do this for me. PM is applauded by parliamentary staff after announcing the wording for the voice. Okay, wow. This reminds me of, like, you know, the old the old Soviet speeches where no one wants to stop clapping first. That's basically what's going on here. And Albo's getting all emotional over it like a little fucking man baby he is. Jesus Christ. Weak little men. Oh my God. Chad Derry, welcome back, bud. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, but Chad Derry, Labor announces wording for the Voice referendum, a proposed law to alter the constitution to recognise the first peoples of Australia by establishing... What? This last part, this is it. By establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. You don't need that there. Why can't you just have a proposed law to alter the constitution to recognise the first people of Australia? I think most people would agree with that. I would agree with that. I would agree with that if it didn't come from Marcia Langton and fucking other failures like Noel Pearson. But a proposed law to alter the constitution to recognise the first peoples of Australia. That's reasonable. I could agree to that. The next part looks like a fucking shit show. By establishing an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander voice. Now, this part, this is where the troubles come from. This is where it comes from. You can't define what an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander is. So how do you know who's going to be on the voice? And what is the voice? Why can't you just legislate a voice already? You can legislate that. And you can do this first part. You can put that in the Constitution. The second part, you can just legislate. So if things go wrong, if it goes pear-shaped, if it turns into another ATSIC, which it probably will, we can just cancel it. We can amend it. If it's in the Constitution, we can't. Enough of this shit. Anyways, Chad Theory. Good to see you, bud. Nice to see you in here. Here we go. Petro 1. The significance can't be overstated. I know. China's like don't tell Paul Keating this, but China's actually trying to establish itself and set in a petrodollar of its own, which is interesting for financial markets, especially if it's concerning Russia, China, and if they can get Brazil on board. Big market. That's a big market. Anyways, let's continue on. Surely there's got to be something funny happening. Wow. Okay. Yeah. No. Here we go. Wow. What's going on here, Dreyfus? Today we are one step closer to the Voice referendum. Australians now know the proposed questions and words. Wow. They came up with. They did a whole sentence. They've had meetings. They've had roundtables. They've had discussions. They've had working groups. They've had committees. And they finally came up with a sentence. Well done, people. Let's give them a fucking clap. Let's get them in there. All these professional fucking windbags. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh, you've never seen such failure in your life. Oh my God. Do not put these people in the Constitution. Do not. This is a big mistake. This is a big mistake. It's a terrible, terrible idea. Oh no. Oh, Albo, the weak little man. He's fighting back tears because his working group committees, roundtables, discussion groups, his town halls finally came up with a sentence, and it's making him emotional, people. They did it. All of them, they did it. They were able, all these people were able to finally come up with a sentence. Clap him in, people. Clap him in. Albo is so... Look how emotional he is. Oh, shit. I clicked on it. No. Sorry, Sky News. I didn't mean to click on your stuff. He's so emotional. They did it. They came up with a sentence, people. They came up with a fucking sentence. Well done. Well done. Clap it. Look, and then all the staffers are out clapping them through. Clapping it. Fuck me. All this performative politics. Jesus, it's just... This is just the bottom. We can't go lower than this, can we? Lydia Thorpe on her knees? Come on. We cannot get any lower than this, can we? Okay, here we go. As an aside to everyone questioning my... Will Kingston. Chief, sorry, I didn't call you out. As an aside to everyone questioning my description of Albo, I'd personally rather be called bad than limited. Okay, what did you say? Albo's not a bad bloke. He's the limited bloke who has somehow found his way in the top job, despite lacking the mental horsepower. This isn't an act, but it says everything you need to know about the voice, all about the feels, zero practical benefit. Wow, see, you guys are actually smarter than me, a lot smarter, and that's exactly right. That's exactly. I'll give you a like on this one. I'll give you a like. I'll give you a like on that one. Well, and I'll reply. I'm going to try to reply to a bunch more of you guys, but that's true. You know, it is, but Labor have no one else. Labor have there's no one else there. There's Tanya Plibersek, but Jesus Christ, really? What, everyone wants more lectures on misogyny? Jesus. No. I've got to stop saying Jesus. Anyways, what's going on here? Paul Karp from The Guardian, the chief human centipede himself. This is the head of the centipede, basically, or he's a couple runs down. But Paul Karp, okay. Posey Parker rally about 30 for anti-trans side, including, and the 100+ pro-trans right. Okay, well, who's got more power here? The 30 people rocked up, or the 100 who came to protest against them? It sounds like the 30 are wielding a lot more power there. You know, if you need 100 people to protest against it, no one would have known this woman was in Australia without the protesters. You know, without the protesters there, no one would have cared. No one would have cared. But they can't handle that. They can't handle anyone having any voice that doesn't represent theirs. That's not 100%, pro-trans, 100%. Can't have anyone else but that. It's, I don't know if there was a word for that. Maybe fascism. I don't know. What would you call it when you can't handle, or you have to shut down the opinions of people you don't agree with? What do you call that? Anyways, let's Amy Romaniscus. Well, this is how the centipede works. This is it. It's in action again, people. It doesn't stop. Centipede stops for no one. But let's go. If I was to get a bunch of custom jumpsuits made, I would at least have them tailor fit. Oh, so she's body shaming now. So, Amy Reminiscus, whatever the fuck her name is body shaming a feminist. We come full circle, people. Full circle. We're back here. This is where the centipede's at. The centipede's at body shaming women. Oh, it doesn't get lower, does it? It doesn't get lower. How do we possibly, you've got to lower your standards to raise them. You've got to really get down in the bottom of that barrel before you can start looking back up. Jesus Christ. Rose Jackson. Well, she's not lecturing us, is she? But no, she's just getting on the babies. Wow, that's very typical. Wow, it's a cute little baby. I can't even see it. But, yeah, good little baby photos on the campaign. Well done, Rose. You're really filling in that typical. Oh, here we go. Now the good stuff. Sorry, guys. It's been a boring one, but now we're getting into the good one. Let's get in this. Baron Blackie. Let's see what...
We do not tolerate this kind of filth being on Ngunnawal and Ngambri country.
We do not... Okay. We do not tolerate this type of filth being on... Ngunnawal country. Is she a representative from that tribe? Wouldn't Thorpe's tribe be in, like, Victoria? Would she be a representative of them? Isn't she technically, like, if we go back before white settlement and that, if there was a tribal person from Victoria and they just rocked up on someone else's tribal land in, let's say, Canberra, and started like claiming ownership of that land and the right to speak on behalf of that tribe, wouldn't that lead to a war or something? I'm not sure what's going on here, but apparently Lydia's like, she's out there, she's fighting anyone. Let alone these Nazis. Imagine, does the word Nazi have any meaning? Does it?
Support that these people have, that are racists, that are homophobic.
Racists? Homophobic? Can anyone point to anything? Anything these people, these women who, once again, we're going back, this is women's, feminists who wants to be heard. I think it's something, what's it called? A women's right to a voice or something like that? Or can anyone point to anything homophobic or racist that these people have said? See, these people just have one track. They just repeat. It's like a mantra. They just repeat it. It's like the trans protesters who rocked up at the Mark Latham event the other day. I had a look at their Twitter account, and it's just like it's repeating a mantra. It's just this right-wing bigots, right-wing Nazis, right-wing blah. There's no actual like depth of discussion or idea or anything there. It's just this mantra. It's like NPCs, non-player characters. They're just loaded up with this mantra. They don't actually think. They don't think at all. Lydia Thorpe's not. She's looking at a bunch of feminists, you know, maybe second wave feminists, third wave, sort of like in between feminists. She's looking at them and saying that they are homophobic and racist. How does that even come into it? It doesn't matter. She's just programmed with this, like, just babble. It's just psycho babble. If you ran in, these are the type of people you'd run into on the streets who are just going, oh, they're after me. Oh, they're after me. Oh, they're all coming on. We used to lock these people up, and now we put them in the Senate.
They are destroying people's lives.
They're destroying people's lives.
And this country should be ashamed.
We should be ashamed
That they even let people like this in.
That they even let people like this in. They should be ashamed that they even let people in. Why don't they go back to where they came from? Go back to where you came from, says the Indigenous member from Victoria who's now on tribal lands in Canberra, saying people should be ashamed and go back to where they came from. Bravo!
Now I went to tell her
that thing that
they are not welcome.
They are not welcome here. Go back to where you fucking came from.
And I got pulverized by.
She got pulverized. I will leave this up to the Rebels bikies in Melbourne about the pulverizing here. I will leave that to them. I'm not putting words in her mouth, and I'm not putting anything in her mouth. You're simply telling
that they are not allowed to be
that they are not allowed to be here. Says the Aboriginal woman from Victoria who's come to Canberra, and she is demanding the right to speak on behalf of the people there, to tell them that that these people have to go back to where they came from. How do we get to this point, people? How?
So I've been assaulted by the police today.
She's been assaulted by the police.
As a sovereign Gunai
As a sovereign woman. She's a sovereign woman from Melbourne who's in Canberra staking her claim over this land, telling people to go back to where they came from.
And
God.
For the assault, but also this government needs to answer why these people.
This government needs to answer why these
people are allowed into this country.
Are allowed into this country. This government needs to answer why these feminists are allowed into this country. See, and you think like this would normally be my job to attack the feminists? What the fuck is going on, people? How do we live in this clown world? Seriously.
It's from here. We do not tolerate.
Wow. Okay. Fuck no. I can't, people. I can't. Where are we going wrong here? Megan, come on. Like, what's going on here? I don't know. How is this not funny? Oh my God. Okay, let's go. This is going to be serious. We got John Butler here. Where's John Butler from? Cuck Studies of The Guardian. Okay, great. Breaking Indigenous voice referendum questions and alterations have been announced. Very similar to the original, the Gama Festival. Wow. Like the Gammon Festival. PM I'll give a I'm sure Josh was crying too. He was literally in tears. He was literally on the verge of tears. That's how he would phrase it. Charles, welcome. The High Court gonna be busy. Paul Carp. Paul Carp. Okay, see, we're dealing with the centipede a lot of the time. But let's see what proposed constitutional changes voice to Parliament and the executive government, not just ministers of the Crown, and no explicit reference to Parliament limiting legal effects of its representation. That's dangerous. See, we don't need this in the Constitution. Keep it away. We've got to be able to have a functioning democracy and a functioning government without, like, Noel Pearson butting his head into everything. You know, like, we don't need that. That's really not helpful. Get it out of there. It's trash. Take it out. It's trash. Tarek Brooker. Tarek Brooker is into the finance world. Negative real wage growth is doing far more damage to Aussies' households than rate rises. This is a lasting damage that will take decades, and I mean decades, to undo a previous COVID real wage growth. Exactly. Negative real wage growth. This is the problem with immigration. No one agreed to this 400,000 people. If we can just cut it back to 100,000 for a few years, things will improve drastically. Can we just give it a go? Just give it a go. We'll see what happens. Bowder NT. This is always good. This is the content I love. What's he got? 6 decks. Fuck me. That's a big train. Oh, God. Sorry, people, but this is how the food gets to your table. This is how the farm to your table. Many out there doing this shit. Truck. And that truck's not running on soybeans. It's running on diesel. That's how we get stuff around the country. Leo, people already claiming voter fraud in New South Wales. Well, that's going to happen. People claim voter fraud anywhere. You could have local election at your school, Leo, and people claim voter fraud. It's part of life. Oh, here we go.
Will flee, and who are they being replaced with? They're being replaced by young children, young people from typically Asia with PhDs.
So let's strengthen clubs to self-regulate and trial a cashless card in Sydney, where the problem really is in Western Sydney with lots of cultural groups, and see if it actually works.
Wow. Okay. Jesus Christ, we have Lydia Thorpe out there saying, go back to where you came from. And then we have Labor jumping in saying, well, we've got to target Western Sydney because that's where the cultural groups who have troubles with gambling live. Fuck me. What's going on? Where are we at? Oh my goodness. Can anyone imagine, just 1 second, just imagine someone in the, not even in, just liberal adjacent, someone from the IPA, some little fag from the IPA came out. Sorry, I didn't mean to say, guys, you aren't fags. Just some of yous are, and I mean fag in a loving way. Anyways, could you just imagine anyone coming out and saying, imagine even Mark Latham saying something like that? Fuck me. And do you know the other problem with Western Sydney is that the parents there, they are hardworking and they generally like to put their kids into private schools. The public system, and this is why you have these union reps who go into Labor politics, and that's what they actually think. This isn't like a dog whistle, or this isn't like those hidden codes that are out there in public policy. No. This is from the horse's mouth. This is coming straight out. You know, the people in Western Sydney have cultural attitudes that incentivize them towards gambling. What the fuck are you saying? Jesus Christ. How did we get to this point? Wow. Okay, guys, I gotta try to keep this short. This is getting sad. I thought this day was gonna be Lydia Thorpe. Come on her knees with her mouth open like that. Jesus. Either making big questions or they could have just written yes or no. Yeah, exactly. It's taken a working group at roundtable, a committee. It's taken. Oh, here we go. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. Australian Senate, everyone. Wow, that copper just threw her to the ground. He should have stomped on her. No, don't stomp on Lydia. Look at her go. No, this is some. Look at her go. What's she doing? Is that like a dance? Like, do they have? You remember how Greg Inglis did like the Goanna after he scored his tries? Is this like her version of the Goanna? That's what it is. It must be the tribal thing from the guy that are showing on the people. Hey, we gotta do the little. I gotta fix up my skirt. You know, that's she's done this walk of shame a few times. That's what I'm saying. Talk about pulverized. Look at this. This is pulverization. Lydia on all fours, crawl. This is the walk of this is shame. Can we get a shame, everyone? Shame. Shame. Ooh, walk of shame, people. How dare she drag that flag across the ground like that? Wow, she's a hero of her peoples. Victoria. These are the Canberra peoples. They came out to... Wow, look at this battle tank. What's that? That's the frontline soldier they got there. Just wait. Can I go back to this unit? Look at this G-Dog they've got up front. This one. Oh, how do I make that bigger? Can I? Oh, no. It's not going to zoom in. Oh, no. Can we get... Look at that G-Dog. Jesus Christ. That's a big one. That's like bringing in the heavy armor. Okay. That's a big group. That's a big crowd. Okay, let's continue on. Hobart, where diversity is age, race, sexual orientation, ability, or religion celebrated, but not diversity of opinion. I don't care. Construction workers in Melbourne CBD are rallying this morning as the cost of living crisis bites. Construction workers, man, Jesus Christ. It must be tough. Tough gig, construction workers. They get paid a lot, don't they? Isn't a CFMU there? Oh, look at this guy. He's got his union jersey on. Remember when these guys were white supremacists for not wanting to have the vaccine? Like, remember? Now they're sticking up for people. Get down there, Andrews. Can someone go in there and call them all white supremacists again? Oh, here we go.
My name is Horus, and I'm a red-tailed hawk.
She's a red-tailed
In our world,
hawk.
I do have the body of a hawk, but while fronting, I consider myself a Therian, because I am in a human body, but my identity is still a hawk.
This is just mental conditions. These are just children who don't have enough attention as children. You know, they grew up, their parents were both working, put them into childcare, and then they've just spent their whole life craving attention, and now they have the internet. They're just pushing the limits. How close to the sun can you get? This hawk's gonna get real close. She's gonna try to get real close there.
Not all animal alters will
A Horus. Her pronouns are it and he.
identify this way, and I am, in fact, the only animal alter in our system who does.
This is, yeah, okay. Talking about NPCs, imagine walking into the bar in like your 90s game, your RPG, your RPG, and you walk into a bar, and then you're confronted by this.
I am doing my best to come to terms with living in a human body.
And then if you misgender it when you're typing out your response to them, if you misgender them, and then you lose points or they won't deal with you or something like that.
My name is Horus, and I'm a red-tailed hawk.
Oh, my name is Horus, and I'm a red-tailed hawk. Oh my god. Okay, put this. This is. Oh, my name is Horus, and I'm a red-tailed hawk. Oh, fuck me. It's a mental condition. It's a mental condition. We have this. It's an epidemic. It's an epidemic of oh my god. And Daddy Warpigs. No, you're not. Everyone give Daddy Warpigs a follow. Great guy, into a lot of stuff. Anyways, let's continue. Victoria Felding. In case you didn't already know, that Posey Parker has gone off the deep end with her anti-trans woman police. There's no such thing as trans women. There are trans women, actually, sorry. But trans women aren't women. She suggesting that I have huge hands. It must be a real woman. This is next level weirdness in my feet. Okay, cool. Well, Mrs. Felding, let me have a look. Yeah, I can see how she'd have questions. There might be some suspicions there, but oh, Grandma, what big hands you have. Wow. Kelly Jean, you get my vote on that one. That's a good troll. That's a great one. That's a good response. But Victoria, yeah, I don't know. Victoria, maybe your hands are a little bit big. It's hard to tell. Maybe we need some type of measurement here. If we could get you to stand next to Chris Minns and just hold your hands up like this, and we can do a hands count, and then we'll have an idea. You know, if you could just get next to Chris Minns, and we'll see how many of the Vic hands make one Minns. See how many Minns is one hand. I think that would be the best way to resolve this, or to clear this issue up. Yeah, if you could get to see Chris Minns. You live in Adelaide. How many hands away is that to Sydney? That's a lot of hands, isn't it? But maybe you could get a flight, maybe. Obviously, you know, you're gonna do your carbon offsets, but you could do it. Oh, here we go. Paul Karp. Oh, Paul Karp's all over it. You know, Paul Karp, he's the man of the moment, really. It's the centipede. Senator Thorpe says transphobes not welcome on Aboriginal lands. fuck? She's not even in her native land. She's traveled. She gone country. She's on someone else's country and she's demanding rights over them. That makeup's not really looking good though. This is like race day in Victoria. This is like Melbourne Cup Day, you know. You have all that MAC makeup, you know, that terrible makeup women wear. It looks like Lydia's got war painted all over her. And then it's running, and yeah, it just looks like one of those drunken scenes from the Melbourne Cup, you know. Yeah, the rain in the background. You got, oh my God, it's not looking good. Here we go, Will Kingston. I'm gonna wrap this up, people. It's depressing, but it's funny, and it's still depressing. Here's Marcia Langton. She's cautioning the media.
You all rush off and recite what was said yesterday.
Oh, what was said here? Don't you go rushing. She's trying to. This is her trying to control the narrative again. She's telling the media what to report, what you're allowed to report, and what you're not. Why would you put someone with this type of approach or this personality, lifelong activist who, you know, we've seen the results. We've got the results there. Lifelong activist, and now she's saying. She's demanding control over what is said in the media. Why would you put this person into the Constitution? That's madness. Madness. Don't do it. Don't do it.
By a person who's never participated in any of these processes.
Yeah, your processes are shit.
I would like you to look for the evidence for such assertions, but believe us.
I'm not believing anything you say, Marcia. I'm sorry. You're a nasty, angry, bitter, old leftist. I wouldn't believe anything you say. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would piss on you if you're on fire, but I'm not going to believe anything you say. It's just the same with an emotional elbow, a little man baby. Jesus Christ, he's so they came up with a sentence and he's emotional over it. They exceeded his expectations. It's the proudest moment of his life. Proudest. Cos. Okay, Cos. Big ABC team calling this election. Oh, no, what I'll be avoiding. Do they have the quotas in place? Well, there are 3 women and 2 men on the panel, so that looks all right. They do have the coloured person. Okay, so we've got the diversity of colours. We've got 3 women, 2 men, 1 immigrant or 1 ethnic looking person. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, that's gonna be shit. No, I'll probably tune into Sky News. I think Sky News usually has the best lineups going. The ABC lineup, like, really? It's so beige. It's just beige. It's like, yeah, it's just, ugh. There's nothing interesting there. You know, I want to see, you know, people arguing and yelling at each other. I want to see, like, even just the potential for it to happen. The only place that's going to happen is Sky News. You're not going to get that on the ABC. It's too bland. Everyone has the same opinions. You can guarantee what they're going to be talking about, you know, and then they act all concerned. Let me do my figures, shall? Fuck off. It's boring. Boring. Cause I can see why you love it, bud. I know. You're going to be all over that. You're going to be fapping all night. Here we go. Chelsea Wadago. When cops let Nazis roam the streets chanting white power, but do this to an Aboriginal one. Well, what? All cops are bastards. Wow. I see that in Berlin. They have this all cops are bastards, and it's just like, they just import like shit. Once again, it's like the trans people who finally found each other online, and they have this audience online now. So they're coming, oh, I'm fucking a red-tailed hawk. They just import things that they see online that they think is like interesting, and like ACA, all cops are bastards, is a perfect example. You didn't see them using like all cops are bastards when people were getting shot with rubber bullets in Melbourne, like anti-COVID protests. No, it wasn't. The cops were good then. The cops weren't shooting enough people. But yeah, these people just grab onto whatever's cool overseas. It's just the whataboutism from, you know, and it's not even that. It's like the FOMO. They have like FOMO. They're so desperate nothing really happens in Australia, so they're so desperate to cling on to anything that they can try to like get some type of traction with that they just have to import problems. Oh no, Greg's welcome back. That's it, my day's over. Greg's here. What the utter hell? Oh no, I think all these exclamation marks and question marks are actually like, oh my god, Christ, he's stolen my words. Jesus, Greg, what's going on? Jesus Christ, Greg. What's going on here? Oh no, Greg, what's going on here? Oh, I can't I literally can't even right now. I'm shaking. Jesus Christ, Greg, what's going on here? I literally can't even right now. I'm shaking. There we go. Thanks, Greg. Thanks, Greg. Back into it. Anyways, guys, I might leave it there for the fun. How does this happen? I always get Greg and then Rachel pops up. Like, it's like his sidekick. Once again, Indigenous leaders have put forward a statement from the heart. No. Okay, I'm leaving it there. My head hurts. You people are weird. Internet's crazy today. Get into it. Have a laugh. Anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow, Friday, the last day of the week. Hopefully something good can come through. I'm here Monday to Fridays, so if you have anything you would like me to cover, send it through. We'll have a laugh. In the meantime, have fun with that Lydia Thorpe image of her on the ground with the mouth open. Meme the shit out of it. That's going to be hilarious. Anyways, I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to get into the forest. It is a rainy, miserable day here, but I might do it anyways. I got to do it. Anyways, no one else is going to do it for me. Have a good day, peoples. This weekend, I might get James on. We're going to have a chat, but until then, I'll see you later. Peace.